The first thing you're gonna do is make sure you have a key, and the key is actually a transponder, and the car has sensors that senses the key. And what you wanna do is you wanna unlock it. Now the car knows that the key is next to it, so you could actually walk up and unlock it. And what you do is you put your hand underneath and it opens up the car. But you could also press the unlock button twice and it does the exact same thing. And then you open the door. To get in, you want to just make sure that you don't kick this area right here with your feet. You just kind of slide in there. I'll show you how I do it. And we're in. To close the door on a McLaren 12C, you actually have to close it pretty hard. Here we go. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and place the key somewhere safe. I like to put it behind the center console, and I put it back here. And the car senses that the key's in there, and that's all you need to get started. Now, in order for you to go in accessory mode, don't press the brake, and you're gonna press this button right here, the start engine stop button, and that's gonna kind of put it in the accessory mode, where the heater is on, you know, your lights are on. You can actually navigate through some stuff in here where your info center is at. And at this point in time, if you're good to go, you don't have any warnings, that's when you would actually press the brake and you would start the car. So for me, what I like to do, and every McLaren owner is different, is I like to activate the suspension, what mode you're going to be on. I like to go on normal on everything, and I actually like to take off manual just for now. Of course, put on my seatbelt. At this point in time, what we're going to do is we're going to put our foot on the brake, and we're going to go ahead and push down on the e-brake, and the light comes off, and then we're going to go ahead and press reverse. Our mirrors are going to go ahead and go down on our car, and we're pretty much ready to go. All right, now that our car is warmed up, our oil is at the correct operating temperature, our coolant level is correct, and the temperature is right. We have enough fuel and our temperatures are good, tire temperatures and everything. Now we could start looking at our selector. So we have normal, sport, and track, and then in the center is manual, and that button lets you go from automatic to manual with the dual clutch transmission. And then to the left is going to be your normal suspension setting, your sport suspension setting, and your track suspension setting, and then your aero. So right now we have everything active. We're on normal, but I'm going to switch it to manual. And on my gauge cluster, I'm going to go from an A to an M. You guys might not be able to see that, but at this point in time, I'm in full control of everything. So I can control the shifts with the paddle shifter, and of course the right is up, left is down, and it's a great seamless transition. Now when we switch the selector to sport, it's going to change pretty much a few settings in the car, and if you're in automatic mode it would shift a little more aggressive. I believe that when we go to track it even gets a little more intense with the suspension settings. Now this is going to be the driving setting, but we're going to go ahead and go to sport setting, and we're going to go to track setting, and everything now is under track setting. So of course we have a light that comes on that tells us that our traction control is off. Our car is on its stiffest setting, and everything, our exhaust and everything's pretty much on track mode. And the great thing about this car is even in track setting, it's super comfortable. So again, if you press the arrow button where the suspension button is, your spoiler in the back will come on, and that's whenever you're going to get some air braking action, and I think it happens if you're over 60 miles per hour. But the cool thing is when you press this button, your spoiler in the back, pops up, which is pretty neat. Now for this situation, the way I like to drive this car, honestly, is I like to drive it in sport or normal. I know I'm an old guy, and I like to put it on sport mode, aero off, and then I like to be in manual, and it's just such a great driving experience. And then that's it. And then you just drive the car, and then you shift with the paddle shifters, and you just enjoy it. There's really not much to it. But I also really enjoy the automatic feature because it's just really nice. It's just the car is very, very user-friendly in so many settings. But at that point in time, that's pretty much how to drive a McLaren MP4-12C.